Happy podcast day. Welcome to Meeting in the Ladies Room. Are we excited, ladies? Let's put those chi-chis up and shake them.
Yes.
Woo! Woo-woo! Yes. I see the out. Don't y'all love our new intro music? I'm digging it.
Yeah, that's dope. That beat is dope.
Yeah. Special shout outs to Mr. Money and extra special shout outs to our friend Mr. Fletcher for hooking us up with Mr. Money. We really appreciate our intro music. It is beautiful. Thank you a million times over. I'm so happy that people are joining us. I see that people are signing in. So I just want to say welcome and thank you again for joining Meeting in the Ladies Room, a bi-weekly podcast where you get to eavesdrop into a wide range of discussions that only happens where, ladies?
In the ladies' room.
Yes. So please subscribe, follow us on Apple Music, Spotify, Facebook Live, YouTube, and you know how we do. Put your comments as we talk in the chat. We love to read your comments. We actually go back and read your comments. So don't think if we don't pull them up or talk about them that we do not read them, because I'm telling y'all, we go back after the show and we read them all and we talk about it and we crack up laughing.
Yep.
So please, and everybody else who signs on after the show is over, also read your comments. So please keep those comments going. Thank you for being interactive with us. So ladies, I see y'all. Y'all looking cute or whatever.
That melanin is popping.
Ain't you? I see y'all.
You know.
Jen, I'm loving these glasses, mama. The frames are beautiful.
I decided to do something a little different today and put on the yellow glasses. Yeah. And then I have on a black and unapologetic t-shirt because that's me.
Yes.
Angela, how are you today?
I'm good today, y'all. Actually, I tried to curl my hair today, so I'm gonna give myself an A for effort.
Looks good.
Thank you. I keep telling myself I wish I could curl it like my stylist curls it, but then I wouldn't have to pay her, so that would be fruitful. Right.
Shout out to Angela Stylist. I hope you're listening.
Yes, the Cassie girl talking about hair, boo. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lexi, ladies. This is Lexi.
Yes, sexy
Okay,
Lexi.
Thanks. Hey, Ange. Hey, everybody. Everybody in the chat. Hey, Cam. You got to tell us about this beautiful, boobalicious maroon lace that I'm just like loving all over. You're looking good.
Baby, first of all, today was the last day of summer school. So, you know, it's a hot girl summer about to be popping later on, okay? So that's number one. And number two, shit, I got to work with my mama gave me. Hell, I can't hide them. So, Jan, what's up?
I'm thriving and driving and profiling. Typical Jan mode. I wish I had some of your chi-chis though, girl. Them looking luscious.
You got some. Y'all got some. All you gotta do is add tissue socks, paper towels. It's all around the house. You can get you some.
We taking it back to middle school where we stopped.
Right. We all done it.
You can add something else, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
No. Can we talk about what you drinking though, Cassie? What you sipping on?
That's pretty.
I am sipping on, I don't want to mention any names, but some type of berry vodka, a rum that made it come from some part of California, and what else do I have in here? Cranberry and a splash of orange juice.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you even put it in a fancy glass.
Okay.
It's got the
Hey, y'all want to play a icebreaker before we get into today's discussion?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right.
Bring it on.
I'm the same.
We're waiting on Angela to pull it up, but I will tell y'all while we're doing that, please play along in the chat with us. Please, please, please. We love when you play with us. So there are 3 doors. There's a red door, and you can use the emoji little symbols. It's a heart. So if you would pick the door, so you can only pick one door out of the 3. If you would pick Love Life, you'll put a heart in the chat, or you'll put our listeners, whatever you want to pick. If you would pick the brownish colored door, which is a smile, well, oh my goodness face, like, oh, that is time machine. So that means that you're going to go back in time. And then there's a green door, which is the $10 million, which is a thumbs up. So you can only pick one door. I'm the magic genie in a bottle. Oh my gosh, that would be my lifelong wish, is to be a genie in a bottle. So, out of the bottle. I just want to wear the outfit. But as a genie, I'm granting you a wish. Which one would you pick? Love Life, Time Machine, or $10 million? I feel like $10 million. Damn, let's go with you first, Mama, since you got the chi-chis out and they looking good.
Okay. Well, cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. So I'm choosing the 10 million because shit, we trying to create generational wealth over here. You know what I'm saying? That 10 million can buy some land, some horses, and some retro J's, and crab legs for a cookout. I'm going for the 10 million.
All right.
So let's see. Cassie, what you going for?
Okay, so Love Life. I feel like we all could use help in that department. I'm married. I could use help with communications. I could get feedback from that, but I feel like I could pay a counselor for that. Several amazing counselors out there. I feel like I could pay for that. I don't think I need to walk behind the door just yet. And then a time machine. I've just made too many mistakes in my life, and I don't want to feel the pains that I've already felt. So unless I was doing it for shits and giggles and going back to maybe the time when Jesus was crucified or slavery, to be able to see what that looks like. Oh my gosh, to meet Nat Turner. Maybe some other things. maybe, but I don't think
I ain't trying to go that far back. It's late. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Maybe just to see it. I just want to feel that much, more close. Anywho, I'm not choosing that one, so you don't got to worry about it. I'm gonna go with thumbs up, $10 million, because one, I think my husband would kill me if I didn't. And just like Cam, just like you, Cam, I'm trying to create generational wealth. I'm trying to make sure my grandbabies and my great grands are taken care of by me just literally opening a door. Hell yeah, of course I'm gonna choose $10 million. What about you, Ange?
What about me? I'm looking in the comments, and I like how Lou asks, is the 10 million before or after taxes? What do you want to say?
Oh gosh,
do you want this to be after taxes or before taxes?
Taxes don't exist.
There's no such
thing. Tax exempt. We claiming tax exempt.
Preparation.
We're tax exempt, so that's the way we're going for it, right? Like love life, I'm good in that area. I don't need to worry about that. Time machine, I feel like everything in my life has led to where I am right now, and I'm happy where I am right now. So I'm not gonna fuck with the timeline. But the 10 mil, I got a lot of kids, and that'll go a long way. We're trying to feed all these people in my house. So I'm gonna say, like someone else said, who said it in the comments? Money me, please. Money me, please. Thank you. Big thumbs up. Huge thumbs up. Jen, which door are you choosing? Or no, Jana, you didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Yeah, Jana, go ahead.
So, look, love life, it is what it is. It sucks. I'm dealing with it. So I'm not going to even stress it.
We're not going there no more.
Yeah, at this point, thank you, Candy Coated Nights. If you want me to endorse your thing, I will, because ain't nothing, you know what I mean? Too much for a podcast. Anyway, time machine. I don't want to go back in time. I feel like after the last couple years, I'm not messing with time. We need to move forward and move ahead past all of this craziness that's going on. So I'm going to be like everybody else. The 10 mil sounds good. I have so much student loan debt. Shout out to educators who have student loan debt. They need to erase that. I don't understand why I have student loan debt, and I'm teaching y'all children. But I would invest the 10 million in our podcast so we can blow up. What about that?
Not the whole. I wouldn't even let you invest this whole 10 million in this podcast, but I love you for that.
Not the whole 10 million. I got to pay my student loan debt, and I got
to okay.
And then after that, the money's gonna get invested. What are some of the audience people saying out there?
Yeah, so we have a lot of people saying, show me the money. Somebody actually said that no one is taking cash. But there are a couple of people that said that they would go with love life.
Child, please. 10 million can buy you some love.
Tell me about it.
Well, we know where Cam is at with all of that.
10 million can buy you some love, honey. What are you talking about? Go with the money.
She's not wrong though. Think about like all the wealthy millionaires like that you can meet people that have wealth. You know what I mean? Once you're in that wealth bracket, you can meet other people that are in the same wealth bracket, mingle with them. And now you got double the money. So I'm here for like, get me in that.
Okay. Tax. I like the way you're thinking.
I hear that.
So my DMs are open to any millionaires out there who would like to have a nice, beautiful young lady like myself. I'm not that old yet.
I know that's right. Tammy says, who not taking the money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the money.
We all taking the money. We all taking it.
Wait a minute, y'all. We have one.
So I agree with Aaron. He says if you have to buy love, it's not love. It's not worth it. Been there, done that.
Wait. If you're 70 plus, maybe even 60 plus, yeah, it is.
Let me tell y'all something. Half the shit they doing nowadays, they doing for free, and that shit ain't love. What the hell?
That
or for $40.
$40. You know, y'all know that I just
$40 is so cheap. Like,
no, but I learned that from a bunch of my guy friends. Like, they were like, "All you need is $40," and I was like, $40?
Can't even get me a quarter.
Where they going to Applebee's?
Like cost
Applebee's
of living
for the 2 for.
I mean, you gotta pay tax and tip and all of that. Like that's not even
$40 ain't shit. That ain't even enough to buy some weed with. Like, what the fuck? I'm running out of gas going to the weed man. What the fuck is that? Come on, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Yeah, you have to increase for inflation.
Yeah.
Know your worth.
What, Jen? You can
know your worth.
Jen, tell us what you would pick.
So yeah. I think at different points in my life, I would have chosen any one of the doors. Because single and ready to mingle right now, currently, you can slide into the DMs as well. It's probably gonna have to be a message request because my profile is private. I don't be letting everybody in there. So not the love life, even though ready for it. Money could always be something that I would need. Not even worried about student loans. Y'all gonna have to catch me in my casket to get that. So honestly, I would say right now, even though this is about to turn to a little, I guess, like serious portion for me, I would choose time machine. And I'm going to say that because I would go back in time to when my mother did not have dementia. My mother has always been like my person, the person that I talk to like every day, multiple times a day. She's been the person who like prays for me. So definitely I would go back to before she had dementia and just relish in the moments that we've spent with one another and maybe take more trips with her. So she's always wanted to travel, and it's like there are places that I went that she wanted to go. She always talked about going to Paris and stuff like that. So I actually went for one of my birthdays, but I wish I could have experienced that with her when it would have been memorable for the both of us. So I would definitely say time machine. So to segue, I'm going to ask some questions for the people listening. How many of you know somebody that is dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's or is a caregiver for somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's? If you are, put it in the chat. Let us see how this is affecting our community. I want to shout out one of my friends. I love her to death. She said Team Betty. That's my mother. Yes, hashtag Team Betty. So as a matter of fact, like one of my family friends gave me some information about a course that's called Caregiving While Black. And it is focusing on people who are caregivers for someone with dementia. It's a self-guided course. And from that course, the person who created it, Dr. Fayron Epps, I had the pleasure of her interviewing me to like bring me on to be a part of the course. And she will be joining us tonight. So I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown about Dr. Epps. She is a nurse with over 20 years of experience and currently serving as assistant professor at Emory University's School of Nursing. She has devoted her career as a nurse leader to reducing health disparities for underserved populations through innovative, culturally relevant programs for the African American community. Her program of research involves evidence-based practices for promoting quality of life for African Americans living with dementia and also their family caregivers and care partners through self-care and meaningful activities. Dr. Epps oversees several faith-based research-related projects, including the Alter program, which is a nurse-led, dementia-friendly congregation program for which she is the founder. She serves on several local and national professional boards, and she also works to place culturally tailored, evidence-based programs and interventions in the hands of the individuals who need it the most. And it is my pleasure and honor to welcome Dr. Epps to the ladies' room. Hi.
Wait,
thank you. Yes.
You up so we can see your shirt? I love sparkles.
Yeah, there we go.
HBCU.
HBCU.
Her
Yeah,
sequin covered
HBCU.
Tuskegee shirt
special.
on today. Yes, yes. Representing for all HBCUs here.
Yes, yes. Oh, thank you for that introduction, Jen. And this is such a issue. And I'm glad you all have me here so we can talk about this. That's really impacting the Black community. It's almost like that silent epidemic dementia is. And then when you have dementia,
Right.
you have caregivers and care partners, right? That people don't even talk about neither. And so I'm so glad to be on this platform for us to talk about it and let's discuss it, have some real conversation.
Well, we appreciate
Thank
you
you
being
so much
here.
for being here. We really appreciate it. So first, there are some statistics that we ran across that we wanted to just like throw out there for our audience to consider. How many people think that significant loss of cognitive abilities or memory is a natural part of aging? If you think so, say yes, type that in the chats, or you can type no if you don't think that significant loss of cognitive abilities is a natural part of aging rather than a disease. So, from the research that we found, there are actually 55% of Black people think that it's a natural part of aging rather than it being a
Wow.
disease. Do
Wow.
you find that to be something that is prevalent, Dr. Epps, with the people that you speak with?
Yeah, and it's one of the myths that I try to debunk. Anytime I go out in the community, educate, a lot of people think the signs and symptoms of dementia are normal parts of aging, and it's not. It is not normal. And we keep pushing it off, and that's when we're so late for diagnosis and we're late to get any kind of assistance because we're thinking, oh, that's normal, but it's not. I think we do need to be aware when we have that cognitive impairment, and it's more than just memory loss. So let me let y'all know, it's not just for forgetting
Yeah.
something. It's so much more than that, and we have to pay attention to all the signs. And I would love to hear
So,
from
can you
others.
tell us some of the other things?
Yeah, I was about to say maybe if y'all
I'm
had,
sorry.
I
Can you
want to
tell us
see
some
if
of the
y'all
other
knew
things?
some of the other signs, Jen. But
Yeah.
memory loss is one of the most common ones, but also impaired judgment. So making poor
Hmm.
decisions. This is where the scammers come in at. Um,
Right.
Vision is impaired. So we get people getting in accidents, they lose their vision, personality changes, um, unable to take care of themselves. They cannot follow tasks. So simple tasks like make some coffee, you'll start seeing that they won't be able to do that. And for y'all, most of us are working. People tend to at work start picking up on the signs and symptoms before people at home pick up on them, because that person at work is going to eventually stop
Right.
not being able to perform and follow all the tasks like they used to do if they did accounting. Teaching, I hear y'all talk about teaching a lot, grades not getting in. It's just be things like that. And so I try to educate all so we'll know it's not just memory loss. That's just one thing, but it is so much more. Each lobe of your brain, y'all, is responsible for something. And dementia is a disease of the brain. So it depends on what lobe it's at,
Hmm.
on the signs and symptoms you will see.
So, what made you get into this field of study, like dementia, Alzheimer's? What is there something personal that triggered your interest to be a
It
pioneer for this field?
it was almost, I want to say, my lack of knowledge. I don't want to say the stupidity, but when I finished my PhD, someone said, well, what type of family caregivers you want to work with? I'm like, I just want to work with family caregivers because that's big in my family, taking care of our
Hmm.
other family members. They say, no, you need to narrow it down. So I went to the literature, I started reading, and I seen Alzheimer's disease impacting the Black community. I said, that's a lie, because we don't get that. That's for white people. And because that's how I was
Hmm.
raised. Even as a nurse, y'all, even when I was in the hospital, I really only seen white people with the diagnosis. I never really seen too many people that look like me. So I just thought that was a lie. And then everything I read kept on saying that blacks are twice more likely to get it than white people. And I was like, how is this? I don't know nobody with this at that time. And this was in 2013. I finished my PhD in 12. So 2013, I didn't know anybody. And so I started reading the signs and symptoms. And I was like, wait, hold up. Hold up. I think I might know somebody in my family that has these exact signs and symptoms. And we're thinking she's contrary, but she really was showing signs and symptoms of dementia. And so that's when I took it on, Cam, as you know what, this is my personal mission to go to find and seek out Black families that are facing this and hear their stories and let me learn from them so then I can share what they are doing and then also develop programs that can help them. And so that's how I got started. And now, like I said, my aunt ended up, she did have dementia, but I didn't find out until after she died. She was found in our house by her, locked up by herself. And only her one daughter who lived in Georgia knew she had dementia and didn't share it with nobody. And she stayed in Louisiana. And so we just thought she was contrary. You know how them great aunts could be. Like, you'd be like, oh, all right, she in the house. We're going to leave her alone because she cursed, all she do all this crazy stuff.
Right.
But if we was just known she had dementia, somebody would have made sure they checked on her every day.
Now, my grandfather, he passed. Oh, go ahead, Jen.
Go ahead.
I was just going to talk about how my grandfather passed on New Year's Day. He had dementia. And because he provided a quality of life for my family, we made sure towards the end of his life that, we felt obligated and a sense of duty to make sure that his quality of life was also, up to par. Do you think that Black families or families in general are obligated or to take care of, the elderly and sick ones?
Cam, I think it varies on that family. So a lot of literature is saying that the Latinx families, Black families, they tend to have more family obligation compared to whites. And some of my previous research actually showed that. But I think as time is passing, it depends on how that family is set up. Because I am starting to see where there are some families that are okay, families of color, of putting their family members in nursing homes just because of the situation, because now they can afford it. Back then you couldn't afford it, because I don't know if y'all know the price, but nursing home is like $6,000-$7,000 unless you then spent everything down and you're going through Medicaid. So it's very expensive. But now people are working and can afford some of the placement. They have long-term care insurance now. So there's a lot of things in place that we're starting to see more people of color in the nursing home. And I want to say something. I wanted one comment. I think Frida Mack, she said, I didn't know anyone diagnosed. And I have to say, you're right. I didn't know anyone. I probably knew people, but they weren't officially diagnosed. I just have to go back and correct that, because they are correct.
Right.
Well, Dr. Epps, I'm glad that you mentioned the comments, because we do have a question here from Charnel Anderson. She asks, is dementia hereditary? My dad is 66 years old, has 11 siblings. He and 5 of them have it. 2 of them have already passed. So is dementia something that is hereditary? Is it something that, we need to be looking out for if our parents or grandparents have it? What is your knowledge on that?
So running in a family history is a risk factor. It doesn't mean 100% that you're going to get it, but it says that you're more at risk. So I would say my recommendation is to start looking at brain health activities and what you can do to combat that risk, to reduce your risk. So it is a risk factor that puts you more likely to get it. And there is certain genes that will actually show the definite, that it's more definite that you will get it. But insurance companies do not cover that. And mostly only people find that out is when they enroll in clinical trials.
Wow. And I think that's a great point too, because the next question that we have is from Aaron. How early can we catch this in order to possibly treat or cure it?
So when I go in our community, I promote people to know their number. their brain number, do memory screenings. And a lot of people think, oh, I don't do that until I'm old, until I'm 65. And that's not the case. I do memory screenings on teenagers. And they have teenagers out there that have signs and symptoms of dementia, and I'm asking them to follow up. And, one of the things you at home right now can do your memory screening by going to My Brain Guide. It's something you can do in the own privacy of your home. And you can do that whenever you have any concerns. And even as a caregiver or a family member, you have concerns about somebody else, you can still take that questionnaire and they'll let you know if you need to follow up with someone. So it's never too early to test and to kind of know where you're at. One of the biggest problems is, but when Blacks, and so that's how we did the course, Jen, Caregiving While Black. The biggest problem is when we have a diagnosis or we start seeing the signs and symptoms and we bring it to the doctor, we get dismissed. I've had a lot of people that said, I think I have it, Fayron and Dr. Epps. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the doctor. And then the doctor is saying, oh, that's a scam. You don't have it. You're too young. And they just dismissing instead of doing all the battery of tests that needs to be done so we can really know, because there are some things that can mimic dementia. But let's really find that out. But, it's not just with dementia. That's something with us as Black people. We tend to face these challenges when we interact with the healthcare system where we're not taken seriously. A lot of providers do dismiss our concerns. And so with my course, I try to empower Black caregivers and give them the tools that they need. So when they go there, they can demand and have some better outcomes.
Dr. Epps, this isn't necessarily about dementia, but caregiving in general. Before my mother passed, my sister and I struggled through years of sibling rivalry, and really bad around the time my mother got sick back in 2009. But we were able to pull ourselves together and take care of what needed to be done in order to provide round-the-clock care for my mother. And thinking of if we weren't, what advice would you give to siblings and families who just can't get it together and stop the feuding and competition or sibling rivalry in order to care for aging parents who need care?
That's such a great question. I get people present this to me a lot. And one of the main things I say is recognize your sibling's gift. Everybody's not put here to be that primary caregiver. Everybody's not put here to bathe and get dressed and do all of that. We have to recognize each other's gifts. And so maybe your sister is really good with the finances. Let her manage the money. That's so much off of you. Let her pay the bills. The thing is, we have to recognize what people are good at. And I had one family, they mastered this. Everybody had a gift. Grandson cut hair. Guess what? He came and cut his grandfather's hair every 2 weeks. The daughter didn't have to worry about that. Somebody else was good with cooking. That's what they did. So I think we have to recognize those gifts, and especially when we live far apart, see what they're good at. And don't get mad because everybody's not built. And this is just really real, because I'm one of the ones that's not built for the day-to-day. But my brother is. He's built for that day-to-day to be with my mom. I'm built for telling them what to do. And I'm just being real. But, my family, we've had that discussion and we all have gifts. I can tell you what to do. I can manage. I can make appointments. I can do all of that. And my brother, he has that patience. And he knows he will be that person that will be there every day. And so I think we just have to recognize that and not get mad when we have a sibling that stays in California and we feel like they're not doing anything. Find out what they can do from afar and let that be. And I think that will help reduce a lot of the rivalry and the confusion.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Very informative.
Thank you. Yeah. And we didn't get to the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia. So y'all, please make sure y'all look that up because that's really, really big. But I'm so glad to be here, and feel free to reach out to me. And I hope we had some great discussion and some learned.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all take care.
And normally we have, well, before you leave, Dr.
I'm here.
Okay. We want to do the shout out. So we want to give people the information about your programs, if you could. This is our Black business shout out for the week.
Yeah, so I do. Y'all heard about my research in the Caregiving While Black course. We have the link up there. Feel free to call 678-723-8188. I also work with Black churches to make sure that they put resources in place to support their communities. And you can visit alterdementia.com. And you can get more information on that. And please, again, 678-723-8188. Anyone wants to talk with me, learn more about the work that we're doing in Atlanta and across the country, give me a call.
Yes. And I can vouch and say that Dr. Epps, like when we had our conversation, we ended up just on the phone talking for a while. So she is a wealth of knowledge and very accessible and wants to help our community. So please reach out to her if you have any questions, if there is anything that you want specific assistance with. Dr. Epps can link you where you need to be. So thank you again so much for coming on and sharing with us today. Really appreciate you.
Oh, y'all have a great night.
You too.
Cheese, Dr. Epps. Thank you.
I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Just one more thing I want to make sure that we all make sure to highlight. There's an organization called Us Against Alzheimer's. It's also against Alzheimer's.org. They have a specific section for African Americans against Alzheimer's. So make sure you guys check out that link as well for more information. Great show, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Very informative.
All right, Miss Cassie, I think it's on you, boo.
It's on me? Okay, so I want to know this week, ladies, what shit are you letting go in the ladies' room? What are we flushing?
What are we flushing? Who going first?
You can.
Go ahead.
Damn. Okay.
Are you going through menopause over there? Why are you fanning?
I've been drinking too much damn red wine. Okay. So I am flushing down the commode, as my grandma would call it. Oh. I'm flushing down the toilet, other people's opinions of me. Because other people's opinions of me have no bearing on my worth or my value. So flush that shit. Fuck you.
Say that again.
So Jenna, what you flushing?
I am actually flushing this week just in general bad energy. Like I've been really big on energies lately. Like if I go into a space and I feel like it's bad energy, I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm just out. Like I'm not dealing with it. That could be people, that could be built, that could be anything. I'm just not having it in my life. So that's what I'm flushing is bad energy.
Okay. That's a good one. All right. Who's next?
Ange, go.
What am I flushing? What are you guys flushing in the comments? Let's talk about what's the shit that we're getting rid of this week, y'all. Like,
let it go.
Really fucking with you. Put it in the comments. Let's let that shit go right now. What am I letting go?
Flush it.
I am letting go any kind of. I mean, I like the whole idea of negative energy, but what specific negative energy, right? Like. Imposter syndrome. Let's get rid of that shit, right?
So timely.
Yes. Let's get rid of the idea that we need to be meeting some sort of certain expectations when it comes to career, home, mom, dad, whatever that shit is. Let's
right.
that shit because I will never be the typical mom, the typical executive. I'm gonna be Angela. And that's it. And that's what I bring to the table. So fuck your imposter syndrome.
All right.
As you are.
Flush it.
Flushing. Jennifer, what are you flushing, darling?
Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up with going back to something. Another one of the conditions that increase the risk of someone having dementia later in life is stress and depression. So I'm flushing stress. Even though I
Come on.
experience stress as a caregiver, I'm gonna flush that shit because
Come
what I'm
on.
gonna try to move forward with doing is just enjoying my mother's good times, the moments that she has clarity, and not stressing about the other stuff. So I'm flushing stress.
Yes.
I hear that, Jen.
Hey, let's
Shit, you ain't finna age me.
Okay.
pull up from the comments, Tammy.
I'm Benjamin Button.
I'm trying to make sure that she's out, right? Look at her. Pulling her back and everything. I see you, dude. Tammy's flushing her self-defeating attitude and negative self-talk. Yes.
Okay.
Flush it. I love this one. I'm flushing people that don't have my best interest at heart. Fuck them. I feel
That's
you.
my cousin. Shout out to the one Tia Miss D.
What's up, cuz?
What up, cousin?
Yes. Aaron, flushing the idea that I have to make everyone happy, especially
Okay,
when
Aaron.
I'm unhappy. Yes, Aaron.
Okay.
Yes, I love it.
Well, Aaron has to make everybody on the podcast happy, so I don't know why he's saying that.
Victoria, our honorary 6th podcast.
What's up, Vicky?
Amy is flushing empath. They annoy me this week. I'm an empath. I still love you though, Victoria. Chanel is flushing perfection because her flaws are beautiful. You damn right.
I like that.
That's what makes us
flaws are beautiful.
Lisa says, I'm flushing people who tell you what you want to hear to keep you where they want, i.e. your supervisor looking for a new job. Lisa, blessings on you finding a new gig, girl. I understand.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Trying to string you along.
Yes. And we love that. We love y'all sharing the shit that y'all want to flush with us because for real, this is a cleansing moment for all of us. Let's get rid of that shit and dump it.
Flush it.
Kathy, did you go, honey?
I didn't. But y'all are intimidating me because y'all are so deep this week. I've been driving here and there and everywhere, and I'm from Jersey, just a little bit of background. So I'm flushing y'all motherfuckers on this East Coast that cannot understand that when you come to my state, pass in the left lane. I don't care if you're driving 100 miles an hour. If I'm driving 101 behind you and you're not passing, I'm high beaming you. Don't get over and then get behind me and be stupid and high beam me. My only objective is to get you out of the damn passing lane. It's not the fast lane. In New Jersey, we pass on the left. So I'm flushing all of you that do not pass in the left lane. I love you.
Sure you don't need to flush road rage down the toilet?
In Jersey, we have road rage. You bitch, get out the goddamn way. That's all I got. Flushing it.
And Victoria said, "Jersey, drive on them, Cass."
Yeah. We love you. That's all.
Wait though. Wait.
I might have to flush road rage at one point because I definitely have road rage.
Look, someone said Cassie is a crazy driver.
Yeah.
I am much better now that I'm older, but yeah, move, please.
All right.
Dan. Did you flush something already, Jana?
Yeah, I flushed. Y'all want me to flush something else? I'm flushing dating. Dating sucks. It's trash. I just want all the single people over 35. I feel for you because this dating world, all you married people, y'all better think twice about getting divorces because it's trash out here. Trash. You hear me?
Somebody peed in the dating pool. Somebody peed and shitted in that mug.
No stars. Do not recommend.
Shit.
Well, I'm gonna keep hope alive. I'm keeping hope alive with dating.
You do that, Jen.
Then you better.
I got to because otherwise I'll be stressed and I just flush that shit. So I'm gonna keep hope alive.
Bless your heart.
Listen, this is why Victoria is our honorary co-host. Trash.
So, ladies, I feel like y'all, this was a pretty good show. I hope our audience out there feels like they got some information that they really needed. My takeaway, really, I mean, Dr. Epps, that whole thing about getting your memory checked, I'm on that like tomorrow, because that's my biggest fear is like my brain going, because you know how we joke all the time, we're like, oh, I'm getting old, I can't remember, but after listening to her, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not necessarily normal. We need to be very cognizant of what we're doing, and I just want to keep all the light and love that we're feeling right now. I want us to be like the Golden Girls. I want us to all move to one area all together, and we can podcast until we're 150. Just podcast all that. So we all gonna go get our
shit. I need a man. I ain't trying to say no damn Golden Girls with y'all. Shit. I love y'all. Like, y'all can stay down the street. I see y'all, and then at night I go to my house.
Wait a minute. Aaron said that we're amazing, and if he had Chi-Chi's, they would shake him. So, let's Chi-Chi shake, y'all. Let's Chi-Chi shake.
He sure he don't have no man titties.
So damn much.
Aaron, we're accepting
this. I'm gonna say this really quick. Being a caregiver for my mom and everything, I was really nervous about sharing this today, but I'm really glad that we had this discussion, and I'm going to prompt anybody that's listening to definitely reach out to Dr. Epps. Like I said before, she is a wealth of knowledge, but when we had our conversation, we just ended up talking much longer than the interview that I was supposed to do for the Caregiving While Black course. If you are a caregiver, if you know somebody who is a caregiver, definitely reach out to try to be a part of that course, because it covers so much information that will make you a better caregiver, and it gives you resources that you can look into as well. I'm glad you ladies, took the time to have this conversation with me as well. And so appreciate y'all. Definitely go to, for the memory test that she mentioned, go to mybrainguide.org, test, and advocate. Because I also know that I am the one that goes to all of my mom's doctor's appointments, even my father. I go to all their doctor's appointments, and their doctors and nurses know, like, if I have questions, we're not leaving the room until all of the questions are answered. So advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself. If you have met with a doctor and they said that your loved one doesn't have dementia, but you see signs and you think they do, go to someone else. Ask for assistance, whatever it is. But thank you guys. I'm going to shoot it over to Jana.
Thanks for sharing, Jen.
Yeah, thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
All right, Jen.
Appreciate that, because it does take a lot to, we're a podcast and we want to have fun, but there is seriousness about it, and for you to open up and be that vulnerable about it, I really appreciate it. I hope the audience understands that, this is always a discussion that we should be having, especially as Black people. We don't talk about it enough. So,
right.
Great. All right. So, y'all, that was quick, right?
Yeah.
It was.
What in the whole world? We're done.
It's over.
Asha, there's somebody who's coming in. Asha Johnson, you said you missed the whole show. You can catch the replay. We will also be on all of your podcast platforms, so Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you look for at HU Ladies Room. So there will be a replay. Thank you guys for coming.
All right, so
HU.
All right, so thank you all again for coming. Like Jen said, I'm going to say it one more time because we really, really need y'all to follow us on platforms. We love that y'all are live. We want y'all to be live, but we also need you to share, and have people follow us. The only way we stay present and on is if you follow us on all the live platforms, subscribe on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Follow us, subscribe. Look, share. We don't care who you share with. Share with your grandma, your mama, who cares? Share it. And then I want to give a special shout out to Money again for our beautiful intro. We love our music. Thank you so much. You can catch him if you want to go over to Instagram and follow him. He makes amazing beats and does a whole bunch of other things. And then special shout out to Mr. Fletcher, our homeboy, who hooked us up with Money.
My dog.
Yeah, Fletch. And then, of course, we got to shout out our producer extraordinaire.
Dana.
And I'm just going to start saying her name all the time. Dana from Makita Film. So make sure, y'all check her out too. She's on Instagram as well. So ladies, that was our meeting in the ladies' room.
Night, guys.
Good
Night,
night.
night.